like this.
So Michelle over here is playing. Wait, can't see your face. Michelle is playing 3-wood, PXG, 7-iron, and 54 degree. Using
3-wood,
this 3-wood here.
7-iron,
Show me your 7-iron. Okay, and
and my 54 degree.
looks like that.
Alright, Jen's clubs.
3-wood,
Yep.
7-iron,
Okay.
and 52 degree.
Alright guys, so if you haven't already figured out, today we're doing a 3-club challenge out here at TPC's East Course. This is the front 9, this is East 1, and the 3 of us, me, Diane and Michelle, are going to be hitting the exact same clubs. So we're going to be hitting a 3-wood, a 7-iron, and whatever our middle wedge is. So for me that's actually a 52 degree, but for Diane and Michelle that's going to be a 54 degree. So in terms of carry distance, we should all be around the same. It's been raining the entire morning and we're lucky to be able to get out here, but we're not expecting a lot of rollout today because of the rain. So I think it'd be quite interesting to see how the 3 of us manage an entire 9 holes with only 3 clubs and the exact same clubs. So because we all hit it around the same distance, we should be facing the same challenges, and honestly you would think that we would be choosing the same clubs the entire round, but I think you'll be surprised to see that that's really not the case. And we actually, well, I don't know about the girls so much, but I definitely learned a lot from these 9 holes, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys what I learned. So straight up, this is the first hole. It definitely gets a bit more narrow with a 3-wood because we were only able to hit the right side of the bunker as opposed to carrying the bunker with a driver. But we all got ourselves out there. Michelle had 131 yards, so not too bad with a 7-iron. Diane had a little bit shorter, she had 120 yards, so that was more of a, as you can tell, she's gripping down, just trying to hit a little punch fade 7-iron over here. Unfortunately, she just held it off a bit too much and went in the bunker on the right side. I had 93 yards, which I was very surprised by because I thought I was going to be closer to the girls, and I actually took the wrong club, but I couldn't change it because there were people on the tee box. So I definitely should have been hitting a 52 wedge there, so I ended up over. But I had a 52 wedge coming back, so it wasn't too bad. As I said before, Diane was in the bunker, but I could not, something happened to the footage, so this is her shot after that. So this was actually a 4th shot. And Michelle just casually on the green putting for birdie while we're all on the struggle bus already. And just a nice little tap-in par over there for Michelle on the first hole. Perfect. So this was my putt for par. Unfortunately left it short. So tap in bogey, and this is Diane's putt for bogey. What a great save. So after the first hole, Michelle's up by 1. She's the only one that made par on the first hole. Diane and I both made bogeys. So this is the second hole, and this was going to be a little bit of a tough hole because we knew that we weren't going to be able to get it on the green. It's really long, so unless we hit 2 3-woods, chances are it's going to be a 3-shot hole. So Michelle hit hers a little bit down the right side. I hit mine pretty good down the center. And Diane actually hit hers down the left side. But watch what happens.
See guys, 1 right, 1 center, 1 left. Oh wow, you hit the cart path. Oh my god, you're still hitting the cart path, it's coming back.
So Michelle hit hers down the right side, so she was gonna hit a 7-iron off this side slope for her second shot. And it was well played. After that she had 94 yards, which she was pushing a 54 degree a little bit, so she shut the face and got it there. I ended up hitting 2 52 degree wedges because I was actually about 5 to 8 yards too short. If not, I would have been able to go for the green with my 7-iron. So I ended up giving myself this 90-yarder, which is a perfect distance for my 52 degree wedge. And actually ended up hitting a really good shot, and it actually went around the hole and made a 360 loop. So I still gave myself a putt for par, which is what we want. Diane was the only one going for the green, as I said, after hitting the cart path. So she was hitting a 7-iron there. So after the third shot, I had this for my par. And that's the second putt in a row that I left short. So this was Michelle's putt for par. and just a tap in bogey for her as well. Diane was the only one on the green, so she was going for birdie. Just left the putt a little bit short and low, so she had this putt coming back for par, and unfortunately misses it, so all three of us make bogey on the second. On to the third hole, which is a par 4. This was where my struggles actually began. So on this hole, because it's 395 yards, I was kind of convincing myself to try and hit it softer, and I think I've learned that that really doesn't work for me. If I choose a club, I'm just going to be able to, it has to be a club that I can commit to, because when I try to hit it softer, I just don't commit to it and I just hit a bad fade, a bad miss, which is not what we want, especially when we only have 3 clubs in the bag. So Michelle and Diane hit theirs pretty good down the middle, and after that tee shot, I was left out there in the trees, so I kind of had no choice. I was hitting a 7-iron here, just out to the left side, because there's really no point playing with the trees. And after that, I had 89 yards with my 52-degree wedge, which was a pretty good distance, other than it was uphill, so I knew it was going to be a little bit short, but not too bad considering my tee shot. Michelle went for the green with a 3-wood. She had 201 yards, but it is uphill. Diane had 166 yards, so she was trying to hit a little 3-wood, but she kind of did the same thing on the first hole, which she held the face off a little bit too much and ended up on the right side in the bunker, but she hit a really good bunker shot out with a 54 wedge. And Michelle was over the green after she hit that 3-wood, so she had this chip over here, and she hit a perfect chip, which just left her with a little tap in par. She's killing it so far. This was Diane's putt for par, and just left it a little bit short, so tap in bogey and tap in bogey for me as well. So as I said before, the struggles really started on the third hole when I started to try and control my 3-wood. I think that if I were to control it, I would really have to know exactly how far I want to hit it. I was just kind of estimating, I wasn't really committing to the shot, so after one missed right, I tried to hold it off again and missed this one left, so really getting myself in positions that was not benefiting me at all here. Diane and Michelle just striping it down the middle.
I don't know this.
Michelle had 132 yards, which was again pretty good distance for a 7-iron. Just a little half 7-iron over there for her. Unfortunately left it a little bit short, so it went in the bunker. I had 125 yards from this rough, so I was really hitting a punch shot and just hoping that it would roll up to the green, because I figured since the pin was in front, that was the better play. And Diane had 108 yards, so a little bit too far for 54, so she was just hitting this punch 7-iron. And as I said, Michelle was in the bunker, so this was her bunker shot, and it just ended up perfectly again, and another par for Michelle. She should really start playing with this wedge more often. So after my second shot, I was just short of the green, so not too bad. I knew I could chip with a 52 degree, so hit a pretty good one. And almost made it, and just had a little tap in par for me. And Diane had this putt for birdie. It was pretty long, so it's not too easy to putt with a wedge from long distance. So this was a putt that she had coming back for par, and she's great putting with a wedge as well. So starting from the next hole, I really kind of changed my strategy. I thought about it and I was thinking I can chip with a 52 degree wedge. So even though this hole was way too long for a 7-iron, as you can tell, Michelle was just hitting a soft 3-wood. I decided I was going to try and hit a big draw and just try to get my 7-iron as close as possible, because it would be way easier for me to chip from the front of the green than to try and hit a 52 from the rough over the green. So Michelle and Diane both opted for the 3-wood here, but I went for the 7-iron. Diane just hit a little bit off that open face again, but she got lucky and hit the tree and came back. But jokes aside, she actually hit a really great chip from there and just gave herself a tap in par. So great job, Diane. And I was just short of the green, like I said. So really no issue here, just a 52-degree regular chip, and Michelle taking a selfie over there. And a tap in par for me as well. So Michelle was over the green, so as I said, over the green was not going to be the easiest chip. It's straight downhill. There's like three layers to this green, so definitely not easy to stop the ball. So unfortunately just a missed par, but still a tap in bogey for Michelle. So at this point, Michelle is at 2 over par and Diana and I are both at 3. So next up we have a par 5, and again, as I said, really struggling with committing to the 3-wood after struggling for the last 2 holes. And again, did the same mistake of just holding it off too much and leaking it out to the right side. Then Diane was hitting a 3-wood, stripe down the center. Michelle 3-wood as well, and down the right side of the fairway, but perfect as well. So she's hitting this 3-wood for her second shot. This is not a green that we can go for, like definitely cannot go for it. So all of us are just hitting 3-woods for our second shot and just hoping that we lay up to a good distance. Diane 3-wood as well. And after that shot, Diane left herself with about 97 yards. So she was only hitting a 54-degree wedge here. And just on the green, but just a little bit short. Michelle was hitting a 7-iron from a 155, which actually pretty good distance. And she just pulled it a little bit left, but it hit the slope and bounced back on the green. I had 140 yards. And I didn't realize I was aiming that far right, especially with that downslope. Just opened it up and missed it a little bit right. So had this chip, honestly thought I hit a good chip, but for some reason it was so hard that the ball just kept rolling, especially since I was using a 52-degree as well. So this was my chip coming back for par, and what a heartbreak. But it's alright, it's a tap in bogey, and Michelle's putt here for birdie. I really think for some reason the girls are so good with their wedge putting, whereas I just struggle with it, so I think I really need to learn and like practice with my wedge. A lot of people actually say that's a good thing to practice, because it helps you hit the center of the face. So maybe I need to do that more often, but a little tap in par for Diane and Michelle. Next up we have a par 3. So this par 3, again, too long for our 7-iron and too short for a 3-wood. But Diane is going with her 3-wood over here, hitting her little fade that she likes to hit, just short of the green. Great shot. Michelle's hitting a 7-iron, just aiming for the koala word up there if you can see it. Just a regular 7-iron for her. And I'm trying to hit my draw 7-iron as well. I mean, again, to try and get it as close as possible to the green and just leave myself a chip. So that's pretty much my game plan from this point on. And Michelle, after that 7-iron, still had a little bit of distance to the green, so maybe about a 25-yard chip. And I was over here as well, chipping with my 52, and good chip there, so I'm happy with that. I just gave myself a tap in par. Michelle hit hers too far over, so she went up that slope and really difficult putt from up there. Even with a putter, that was going to be a very difficult putt. So she just had this little one for bogey. And Diane was just short of the green, as I said, so she was just putting with a wedge actually. And just missed it, so a tap in par. So after that, Diane and Michelle both squared at 3 over and I am at 4, so I've got some work to do. This is hole 8 and this is a par 4, pretty long as you can tell. And over here I really told myself to just stop messing around with my 3-wood and just try and hit a regular shot. It is honestly so hard to try and hit a regular shot after you've been missing it for a few consecutive holes. So for me, the key there is really just to choose a target and commit to it and stop thinking about whether it's going to go over, whether it's going to go short. Whatever it is, as long as it's in play, that's all we need. So Michelle was hitting a 3-wood for a second shot with 185. Just a little punchy one and just landed a little bit right off the green. Diane hit hers to the right side with a 3-wood off the tee, so she was in the rough, but not too bad. It's a punchy 3-wood. And I was going with my 7-iron, again not one that I can reach, but just hitting that big draw and just trying to get it to the front of the green and give myself a chip. So both the girls were on the right side of the green. This was Diane's chip with her 54 degree. Not too bad, it's really not an easy chip from there. And after that, her ball rolled out quite a bit more than she was expecting to, obviously. But she had this putt coming back for par, and she's really so good with her wedge putting. It looks so pure. Michelle was from the same spot, and it was just a little bit sandy, and she ended up just chunking it. So she had a putt from par. Sorry, what am I talking about? Just got tongue-tied, but her putt for par from up there. So this was what she had. And again, not a bad looking putt, especially for wedge from long distance. So just a tap in bogey for Michelle. And I was just short of the green, as I said, so this was my chip that I had for birdie. And it's quite amazing how when you only have one club to choose from, you really have to commit to it and you end up hitting better chips. So this is the last hole. This is a very long hole and the pin was behind, so we knew that it was going to be a 3-wood kind of hole. So over here, finally, after committing to my shot, I hit a good one again down the fairway. It's so much easier to play golf from the fairway. Weird, huh? And Diane as well from the fairway. I mean, oh my gosh, I can't speak, guys. With a 3-wood, okay, down the fairway. Michelle as well. As expected, this was a 2 3-wood hole, so Michelle with 235 yards just hits it a little bit left. And in the bunker, I had 220 yards, so I was just aiming towards the left side of the green because there is water down the right side, so we don't want to play with that at all. And Diane with 211 yards. So she ends up hitting a bit of a hook, so she ends up left of those bunkers. So I just want to say, I hope you guys are enjoying this vlog. I think that I actually learned so much playing a full day with only 3 clubs. Number one, it's definitely committing to your shot. It doesn't matter what kind of shot you want to hit, as long as you commit to it and don't try to guide it. I think the main thing there is the guiding. Once I try to guide it, that's where my bad shots really came in. And also, if you're struggling chipping with one wedge and you really want to master it, you should maybe just take one wedge and go play a round of golf. Once you start committing to using that wedge, I think a big problem is sometimes, if you're trying to use a wedge that we're not used to using, we just don't commit to it. So once you commit to it, you end up producing way better shots. Like this shot right here. I've been hitting a lot of great 52-degree wedges today, and it's not a club that I normally chip with. So I'm definitely going to be able to use it more often now, and that's awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little vlog, and please let me know if we should do more challenges and what kind of challenges we should do. And I hope you guys have a great day and see you guys next time. Bye guys!